FM.
I'm wide awake. I said I'm wide awake. I'm not sleeping, although that's a pretty good idea. At least it would have been for football fans Saturday and Sunday in these parts. Better yet, maybe we could get a Kirby Smart timeout. The defense was clapping. Hell, let's just do the whole thing over again. Situation would be nice, right? I think we'd all sign up for that. Jaguars fans, Seminoles fans, Gators fans, just an awful weekend. And, you know, it's situations like this where I think self-awareness is key. You got to ask yourself, you know, aren't there things that are more important than football? Well, I gave it a lot of thought. No, there really isn't. To be honest with you, it gets us away from all of these problems, whether it's personal or professional. We need football. Inject it right into the veins, right into the arteries. And it was just a stinker. The most encouraging of the three is certainly right here in Duval. And that is where we are going to spend just about all of our time over the next couple of hours. It was just a stinker. And seriously, you would like to crumple that up, throw it away, hop on that bird, get to London, and focus on winning a football game at 9:30 in the morning coming up on Sunday. And I think Jacksonville can. This is a resilient bunch. I think we learned an awful lot about this football team, however, yesterday. Some good, some bad, but more importantly, this is really where Liam Cohen and coaching is going to come into play. I think a lot of what they have is fixable. There are some concerns that you are just going to have to deal with this year, and certainly that is primarily in the ditch. It was not a good day for the offensive line, really a historic day, and historically speaking is bad. 33 pressures, 7 sacks. I never offend great fans. I never intend to offend the great football fans of the First Coast. But if you are blaming Trevor Lawrence for yesterday's loss, you were either way too drunk or way too sober. Fix it, all right? Do yourself that favor. It was not Trevor's fault yesterday. Did he play the perfect game? Hell no. Absolutely not even close. But the offensive line literally had him on skates yesterday. And, you know, it's just like Dylan and I talked about all week. You knew that the game plan for Seattle was going to be make Trevor Lawrence beat you. They're going to cheat legally, right? They're going to legally cheat Robert Saleh and put extra guys in the box and shut down the rush. And that's exactly what they did. 59 yards rushing, 19 attempts, 3.1, which was Seattle's average coming in. Very good rushing team. And ETN only got it 12 times, 27 yards, not enough. And you know, even though Liam Cohen today said he wished that they went to the run a little bit more, frankly, I thought they went to it too much, even though it was only 19 attempts. It just wasn't working. This is a football team that came into this game third in pro football, averaging 137 yards a game, right? And that's a Liam Cohen trait. That is a Liam Cohen trend. He wants to be able to run the football. They couldn't yesterday. And you got to give credit to Seattle. Again, they had a pass defense that was second in the NFL in takeaways, well, as far as interceptions are concerned, with 7, only behind Jacksonville. But they did show some flaws in their secondary. And then they show up with 3 injured starters. And you're just thinking, pick them apart. They got after it yesterday. And you got to give credit to Seattle for doing it in that particular way. 17 quarterback hits. You better fix that. Because if this team has any shot, you're going to have to keep your quarterback healthy. And Trevor Lawrence played tough guy football yesterday. He got absolutely beaten up for 60 minutes by that Seahawks defense. I do admire, after the game yesterday during the press conference, Liam Cohen taking accountability, right? He came out, he was asked about the ongoing problems with the penalties. I just talked about it with Frank and Hayes. You go back to Monday night, they had 4 penalties. What happened? They won a football game, right? I want to say on that night, Kansas City had, I think it was 13 maybe on Monday night. And, you turn things around and you look at what Jacksonville did yesterday. They had 10 penalties for 76 yards. And so many of them were self-inflicted. I mean, Anton Harrison, twice as a third-year right tackle, not lining up on the line of scrimmage. You can't have that. A couple of mistakes by Ed Oga, just a lot of offensive miscues. And that has to change. And this is where coaching is really going to come into play. Liam Cohen yesterday during the press conference said, and I quote, "It's on me. We're an undisciplined operation at the moment. It's on me. Got to get it fixed." End of quote. Okay, believability in them to be able to get this thing fixed. That becomes the question. Now, I like what Cohen did. And it's the first time that he's really taken the extra step with this approach. I will tell you, however, I don't want to hear it again for a while, because when you constantly go to that, it falls on deaf ears. The Doug Marrone era, no matter what happened, including when they went to London, the kids got caught at the strip, at the strip club underneath in the underbelly of London. Everything was on Doug Marrone. False starts, drop passes, no matter what it was on Doug Marrone. And when you say it and say it and say it and say it again, people no longer listen to you. I mean, every single week, Mike Norvell does this at Florida State. It's on me. It starts with me. I need to look in the mirror. It falls on deaf ears. So you can get away with it once, maybe another time later in the year. But I hope Liam Cohen, and I want to believe that he is, that he's a smart enough guy that he's not going to go to that card weekly, because that card burns up in thin air. And he did so yesterday. You hope the leadership really steps up. And this is a very winnable game against L.A. They're a beaten-up football team, much like Jacksonville. We saw that yesterday. Trayvon Walker on a pitch count. He only had 16 snaps yesterday, primarily on passing downs. Devin Lloyd, we're now told it's a calf. We saw him run to the sideline. He was clearly favoring the lower body. He wasn't really able to give it a go yesterday. Only 15 snaps. They were already without, who am I thinking of here? Robert Hainsey as their starting center. So, injuries are absolutely going to be a huge part of this equation. And just look at Seattle. Again, they were missing 3 huge members of their secondary. And, still unable to get it done. But again, I think this should be a little bit easier for you as a Jaguar fan to handle, to swallow, because you can look at it and say, all right, just got beat. Didn't do anything particularly well on this Sunday. Were you coming off the massive high of Monday night? Maybe. All right, well, good. You don't have to worry about that anymore. You're not playing any Monday night football for the remainder of the season. You've got a couple of inconveniences, including going to London.
Which, by the way, Devin Lloyd is now out. He's not going with the team to London.
Did they just announce that?
Yeah, 10 minutes ago.
Oh, my goodness. When did that come in? Because
right at the start of the show.
Okay, because I was saying I've been on top of everything. All right, well, that's a blow. That's a huge blow. Ventrell Miller, we'll see what he can do. He got, I think, 21 snaps yesterday. He's going to be pushed into service, and they're going to need him to become an every down linebacker next to Foye Oluokun. I think it will also be interesting to see, do they try anything else there? Dennis Gardeck has played a couple of different positions. Does Jack Kaiser get an opportunity? That is going to be something worth monitoring. But injuries are going to happen this time of the year, so that's bad news. Hate to hear that involved with Devin Lloyd. Really off to a Pro Bowl start, really in some circles, even Defensive Player of the Year type of start, although the sample size of 5 games, or I guess 6 games, certainly is not enough. All right, we got a lot to do. We really do. This is going to be, I think, a fun show tonight, despite the loss. I'm not a fan of regressing to, we all would have taken a 4-2 before the season began, right? And that's too convenient for me. That's too much of excuse mode for me. I mean, this team should be 5-1. They should have won at Cincinnati. They got beat by the officials there. There's really no calming effect as to, what exactly did take place yesterday and how they actually did lose that game yesterday. You basically just have to deal with it, and that is what is happening right now with the Jaguars. All right, opening comments tonight and every night brought to you by the good folks over at Shmunez Vision. Okay, check them out online. Just go to Shmunez Vision. You can also go to Instagram, get all the testimonials from people like me who've been going to Shmunez Vision for quite some time. Now, your eyes, the allergies are still out there, and they're very problematic. As a matter of fact, they could be bothering you so much, and you have the redness and the itch, and you may not even be aware of it, okay? But this could be something that is just so incredibly curable. It happened to me when I visited 2 months ago. I didn't think I had an allergy. He gave me a remedy. Apparently it went away immediately. I've had absolutely no issues. But it could be something as simple as that, okay? And imagine just having your eyes feel that much better. Just ask yourself, where are your eyes right now at the end of the day compared to when you got up this morning, okay? Fatigue, if you're dealing with things along those lines, make yourself an appointment today. Get yourself an updated prescription. Then you could start firing away questions such as, what about laser eye surgery? How about 20/20? For the rest of your life? How about never having to take the contacts out after you pass out, late at night, early in the morning? How about never having to wonder where you left your readers? Just, it all goes away. That is laser eye surgery. Very affordable, too. You may be surprised. Just check them out. Dr. Shmunez, Dr. Catherine Shmunez, Dr. Neo Shmunez, Dr. John Hunt, the good folks at Shmunez Vision. They are located down at the beach. All right, when we come back, let's hear from Liam Cohen. Let's get into this a little bit, really the state of where this football team is. And, I've written down quite a few things that I think are next for this football team and some decisions that they are going to have to make one way or another. We'll touch upon that on the other side.
Wingstop and 1010XL has the ultimate tailgate for you to win. Leon Searcy here, your lemon pepper guy. Go to 1010XL.com to register to win a 100-piece wing party complete with fries, veggie sticks, and dips.
Frank Frangie here. Looking for a dealership that makes car buying easy? Let me tell you why Nimnick Buick GMC is the place to shop. At Nimnick, you'll find unbeatable prices, a huge selection of Buicks and GMCs, plus flexible financing that works around your budget. Whether it's a new SUV, a work-ready truck, or a certified pre-owned, they've got you covered. They back it up with trusted service and transparent deals. Don't wait. Shop 24/7 online at NimnickBuickGMC.com or visit the showroom off Phillips Highway. GMC, we are professional grade.
Homeowners, storms don't wait, so why should you? Protect your home and your wallet with Universal Roof and Contracting. Save up to 20% on roof replacements and repairs now through October 31st. Financing is available with payments as low as $115. Call 855-ROOF-HELP for your free inspection. Universal Roof and Contracting. Protecting your home, building your trust. License number CCC 057165, CBC 1258484.
UniversalRoof.com.
A judge swings a gavel and I pound the hammer. I'm not judging, just hammering. Hammer Time with Hayes Carlyon, weekdays on The Frangie Show.
On 1010XL, driven by Kia on Atlantic.
Your favorite band live, First Chord Hits. That's a thrill. But for the accident attorneys at Farah and Farah, what thrill beats them all?
It's the thrill of the win. I've been there when the worry is real, when the bills pile up, when the pain doesn't quit, and getting the call that says, we came through for you. That's huge. It's about seeing that weight lift, helping folks walk out better than when they walked in. Yeah, we're built for that.
Call Farah and Farah, Jacksonville.
Yeah.
ET here, and Twin Peaks is the best in the game. Here, your favorite drafts are poured at a frosty 29 degrees, and rare barrel-aged whiskeys are served just the way you want them. It's bigger game days and bolder fight nights. I mean, where else can you find a scratch kitchen that always comes through in the clutch every day, from lunch to late night? Only at Twin Peaks, the #1 sports bar, Twin Peaks. Scratch kitchen scores every time. Dig into hand-smashed burgers, chef-inspired flatbreads, and more at your local lodge. Come on, somebody.
What does it mean when someone says the continental United States?
It's always a good idea to compare homeowners' insurance rates when it's time to renew. Before storm season, log on to southernoak.com and get an instant quote or find an agent in your area.
Our family protecting yours, Southern Oak Insurance.
The continental United States refers to all United States in North America. Hawaii is in the southern hemisphere.
Southern Oak Insurance. Our family protecting yours.
Jaguar fans, Palm Beach Autographs is putting together a Fanatics exclusive with a chance for you to meet and get an autograph from Trevor Lawrence and Ryan Thomas Jr. All the details are at palmbeachautographs.com. It's happening October 28th at Palm Beach Autographs in the Avenues Mall.
The best value for golf in Jacksonville remains Cimarron, totally reestablished with new tee boxes, improved fairways and greens, also a brand new restaurant with indoor and outdoor settings, and live music. Join the Wild One loyalty program online at Cimarron Golf. When's the last time you played Cimarron? Cimarron Golf Club on 210, the Wild One.
Joint replacement surgery is always a tough decision, but relief from chronic pain may be just around the corner. Dr. George Barry here, and there's a lot to consider to make sure you get the proper diagnosis and best path back to the range of motion and mobility you had. Age, lifestyle, and overall health all play a part. Let the team at Barry Orthopedics give you a full analysis to help you make the best decision. Log on to BarryOrthopedics.com or call the office to make an appointment. With offices across Jacksonville and ready to help you feel good again, we'll get you back on the road to recovery at Barry Orthopedics.
1010XL, presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. When it's game time, Farah doesn't flinch. Into the Night with Rick Ballou on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
Monday show brought to you by Miller Electric, and they are hiring one of the great companies here in Duval for more than 96 years. No matter where you go in our great city, there is construction, and it's because more and more people want to live here. Miller Electric is all over the place. Literally have their fingerprints involved in everything, and that certainly does include downtown. So if you're unhappy with your career, you're a current electrician, want to get to a better company, Miller Electric. Okay, they are really the gold standard when it comes to electricians, and they are hiring. Just go to Miller Careers. They believe in rewarding hard work with the best paid, top-notch benefits, an unbeatable culture where people actually care about each other. Go to Miller Careers. That is Miller Careers. And that is an industry that is not going to go away. All right, bad news on Devin Lloyd. He is not getting on the plane. He did not get on the plane. He is not heading for London. That has been announced a couple of hours ago. This is what Liam Cohen said about his linebacker.
At halftime, went to go in the second half a little bit. It was just too tight, so we made a decision as coaches that to get Ventrell in. Ventrell played well. He was cleared medically to play. But we just felt like as coaches watching him run a little bit that it was just too tight. So played Ventrell, got him going, and we're currently just kind of being able to test Devin and look at it right now to see if he'll be able to go for us this week. And then Quentin Morris as well being evaluated for an abductor deal. His status is a little bit up in the air right now.
And he did not make the trip as well. So the Jaguars, since this conversation, since this press conference with Liam Cohen, have now officially announced that Devin Lloyd is not going to be able to go. He's not even going to make the trip. And you know what? If he can't go, that's a hassle. There's no other way to say it. It's a hassle. Okay, I've been on those team charters to London, and they treat you like kings. But it's still a very lengthy trip. You don't get a break through customs. You don't get the police escort to your hotel room. I know it sounds selfish. I know it sounds prima donna-ish, but it's what these guys are used to. They don't deal with airports. You go to the tarmac. You go through the surveillance to make sure no one's packing. Who the hell's going to take a freaking gun with you on a road trip? But I understand that those are the rules, and we abide by rules here in the United States of America. At least most of us do. But anyway, it is problematic. You would think that at least London, since the Jaguars are the home team, they'd have a nice little parade for them and give them that nice police escort to the hotel room. So if you got a guy who's lame, keep him here. Keep him in his own bed. Have him do treatment here. I don't know if they leave someone behind or how all of that works. I don't know. But I think it's a smart move if he cannot go. And I hate it for him personally. I hate it for the Jaguars personally. It's going to have an effect on the team. They're not as good of a defense without Devin Lloyd in there. But this is only hopefully a one-game situation. And it's also really smart with the bye coming up. So now he's going to get basically, 2 weeks off. And he only played 15 snaps yesterday. You heard Liam Cohen say he could have gone. If this is a playoff game or something like that, Devin Lloyd probably plays yesterday. But instead, he did not. And with his calf, he is out. Quentin Morris as well with a groin. Neither one of the two did make the trip to London. The Jaguars signed Jordan Atkins today to the practice squad and also released tight end Quad Ismail. So they made 4 moves today, and that does include Devin Lloyd. Teams are beaten up. We're going to see it tonight in a couple of Monday Night Football games. Dylan, we saw it last night in the Kansas City matchup against Detroit, and all you got to do is look at Seattle, man, how they overcame 3 of their premier defensive members in their secondary, unable to give it a go, yet they still found a way to win a football game.
Yeah, and another team was Tampa. I mean, my goodness, they had Emeka Egbuka go out in their game yesterday on top of Godwin and Mike Evans. Bucky Irving was out. I think I heard this on the broadcast. I think this was the game. They had to play 3 different right guards throughout the game. The Chargers, we know they've had to deal with their injuries with losing both tackles, and they've had to exchange interior offensive linemen. Virtually every team is dealing with it. So it's not just a Jacksonville issue where, you have to change guys in and out. And it is what it is, man. I wondered, what this team was going to be like if they didn't create a turnover in a game. It happened yesterday, and it just happened to be one of the worst performances by the offensive line this year. A
couple of balls flying around. Green the second couldn't come down, but would have been a sensational interception. But you're getting 3 and 4 a game. You didn't get any yesterday. It was a huge factor. Jacksonville did a lot of things wrong yesterday, and many of which are fixable. Some I don't know, but it almost feels like that's pretty common around the league. I mean, look at some of the big-time upsets we've seen. Look at last Sunday night, Monday night, Thursday night. Not last night, but, the week prior to that, with Kansas City going down, Buffalo going down. Kansas City, who else went down? New England knocked off Buffalo.
New England beat New Orleans.
No, I'm talking about a week ago. Oh, okay. Yeah, what was the Thursday night game? It was another upset. You had New England over Buffalo. Obviously, you had Jacksonville over Kansas City. Was it Philadelphia that played on Thursday?
The Giants beat the Eagles.
Yeah, the Giants beat the Eagles. So there's a lot of parity right now in this league. A couple of things. Number one, I think something has to change with Travis Hunter, okay? He played 81 snaps. He gave you 59 on offense. He gave you 22 on defense. It's too early yet to say it's not working. But it feels like they're not getting anything near what they should be getting out of him. I'm almost getting to the point where both sides of the football, only in a pinch. I think you got to decide, where is he better? Would he have been would have been a better football game for this football team yesterday if he took on Njigba the entire time defensively. Or, yes, he had 59 offensive snaps, but there were times, man, where it feels like he's a decoy. It feels like there's some gadget stuff going on. You see the one completion, and he takes it 14 yards, and it's electrifying. He makes a couple people miss, and he's doing some things out there, and you're like, wow, this is impressive. And then you look at his other 3 receptions, behind the line of scrimmage, screens, whatever, they total 1 yard. They need to get him more involved offensively. There needs to be some shots taken. Now, yesterday's not the greatest example for a game to say that's when it should have occurred because Trevor Lawrence didn't have any time yesterday. Again, he faced 33 pressures and got hit 17 times. That's not ideal. But it's not going to be that way on a week-to-week basis. I just think that we've seen Travis Hunter do some really special things. I think there needs to be a long discussion, and it's going to be, frankly, I think on a week-to-week basis. 59 offensive snaps yesterday and 6 targets? No. 6 targets on 59 offensive plays? No. I disagree with that. There were times where I thought he was just running patterns where he wasn't even looking at the quarterback. Okay? There were a couple. Now, there were 7 sacks, and Trevor had to get rid of the ball quickly, but it felt like he was a decoy. And with as much talent as this man has, they have to design plays for Travis Hunter. If you throw an interception, you throw an interception. But he's not out there to run block, right? He's out there to be a difference maker. And it was a good day for Brian Thomas Jr. 10 targets, 8 receptions, 1 really bad drop midway through the fourth quarter, which is unfortunate. And you hate it, but it happened. There was another one where from the press box, it looked to me like alligator arms. I put it on Twitter, and everyone was telling me he slipped. Actually, he made a nice play to get his hand up there and knock down the ball. If not, it would have been picked. Again, I don't review the film until tomorrow, so I don't know. Again, I throw things out in live time, and sometimes you get on me for it, which is fine. There's no doubt about it. But still, it was a good day, 8 of 10. There has to be more with Travis Hunter, and that needs to be the conversation now. Can you survive defensively with Buster Brown? Can you survive defensively with Greg Newsome? I know he got toasted on his very first play, 61 yards, ran right by him, okay? Another part of this for me, which is really concerning, it looks like the Jaguars do not have a free safety. They're trying to make it work. They don't have a guy. That has to be priority number 1 during the offseason. Now, can Caleb Ransaw be your starting free safety? I always figured he was, more of a physical type, and he was going to be, closer to the box, more of a strong safety type. But you just look at coverage. Dewey got burnt twice. 2 plays, went for 122 yards and 2 touchdowns. Dewey was nowhere near the football. They do not have a true free safety. That has to be looked at. Final thought before this break, and I'm just throwing this out there. I don't know if it's the case, but you look at the penalty that Hunter got, and he wasn't lined up. He said he asked the official. Still got hit for the penalty. It wiped out, a 54-yard touchdown pass from Trevor Lawrence to Brian Thomas Jr. If that happens, Lawrence goes over 300 yards. Thomas Jr. catches 9 balls for well over, 140 yards, 2 touchdowns. He got a penalty. I just told you he played 81 snaps. Is it fatigue? Is it mental fatigue? Is it physical fatigue? It's very easy to ask that question when such a monumental mistake is made. A game-changing mistake is made by a rookie, okay? By a rookie that everyone loves. And I'm a big fan myself. But it was one of the major differences in this game. So I think that is where Jacksonville is as they head to Week 7. I think a little bit less for Travis Hunter, and during that less, more as far as getting him the football. Not 6 for 59. Not enough. For the year, he's 20 for 197. A 9.8 average with 11 tackles on defense. That's not enough. This thing wasn't going to be built in a day, okay? I think it's fluid the whole way through. But in my mind, this needs to change, and hopefully it does coming up in 6 days before they take on the Los Angeles Rams in London. We got much more to do. He's still in Denmark. I'm Rick Ballou.
You love sports. You live for the action.
He did it again!
Experience the excitement of the moment on 1010XL.
Hi, I'm Amber Frangie. You know that other Frangie? Well, he's my dad. But I'm here to tell you about how much I appreciate the Awaken 180 weight loss program and how it's changed my life. Like a lot of folks, I let myself go a little. Not proud of that, but it happens. And I wasn't sure what to do. I've tried a lot of other weight loss programs, but they just didn't work. Not like Awaken 180. Can you believe I've lost 70 pounds in less than 4 months? With Awaken 180, there's no medication, no shots, and no side effects. And best of all, really fast results. You eat the food that's provided, and it's really good food. You work with a coach on a regular basis who guides you through the whole process. I'm never hungry. In fact, I never feel like I'm sacrificing anything. Just living a totally normal life. That's my new normal. And now, in October, they're offering free consultations. So there's no reason not to call them and learn more. Call them at 844-346-1800, or you can visit awaken180.com. It really has changed my life, and I bet it'll change yours too. That's Awaken 180.
This is Mark Nato. My son Justin injured his hand playing baseball for JU. Southeast Orthopedic Specialist performed surgery just a few days later, and within 5 weeks, he was cleared to play in the ASUN baseball tournament. Our family has trusted Southeast Orthopedic Specialists for years. For any orthopedic injury, let Southeast Orthopedic Specialists take care of you too.
Relieve pain and get back to life. Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
This is Jaguar Hall of Famer Tony Baselli telling you about Heritage of North Florida, Jacksonville's premier roofing and home remodeling company. With over 25 years of trusted experience, Heritage of North Florida has built a reputation for quality, reliability, and craftsmanship. Whether you need a new roof or updating your kitchen or bathroom, trust the pros at Heritage of North Florida to create the perfect place to call home. Mention Jaguars to get $1,500 off your next roof or kitchen remodel when you go to heritagenfl.com. Go Jags!
Have you or someone you care about been arrested or had their driver's license taken away? I'm Susan Cohen, and I work with David Robbins at the law firm of Epstein & Robbins. We are experienced fighters for those charged with DUI and all criminal offenses. I've been named the best DUI attorney in the state, and David has been named the best criminal defense lawyer in Jacksonville. In your battle with the justice system, there is only one thing you need to know. Dial David 24/7 at Epstein & Robbins, 354-5645.
Hey, Jags fans, Tommy Mack here. Crown Royal is the official whiskey of the Jacksonville Jaguars. This season, it's not game day without the generous spirit of Crown Royal. Whether you're at the tailgate, in the stands, or watching from home, Crown Royal is the reason and the reward for coming together. Grab a glass with Crown Royal Rig at a stadium near you, because we'll be sharing the generous spirit with fans across the country. Crown Royal, fueling game day with generous spirit. Visit crownroyal.com/Royal Rig on the Crown Royal Rig Tour. Please drink responsibly.
This right here, this is where it starts. With a little flame and a lot of love. When the air cools or the night falls, fire brings the warmth. But it's what we bring to the table that matters. Slow smoked barbecue. Stories that stretch long. Laughter that lingers. And moments that just feel full. That's why it's always Sonny's here.
Jacksonville was built on specialists.
We be special.
Now the Special Teams Player of the Week, sealed by Superior Plumbing and Pipeline.
Logan Cook served it up over the weekend for the Teal and Black. The Jacksonville punter had 8 punts on Sunday, totaling 393 yards, averaging 49 yards per punt. Cook sauteed, flambéed, and filleted the opposition all game long. And he's your Superior Plumbing and Pipelining Special Teams Player of the Game.
Hey, Hicken here. Cooler weather right around the corner. So are you ready to float happy in the pool? Listen up. This month, Surfside Pools offering 10% on new pool heaters or heater replacements and installation. That's right. Now is the time to upgrade your pool heating system and extend that swimming season for months of extra enjoyment. Only from Surfside Pools, the trusted name for expert pool service. Family owned and operated. Call 246-2666 or visit surfsidepool.net.
License number CPC 044080.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Focused, fueled, fearless, Farah. Into the Night with Rick Ballou on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
All right, time for What Floored Me, brought to you by Fantastic Floors. Over 15 years here in Northeast Florida. Huge selection, hardwood, tile, LVP, carpet. Family owned, and how about the at-home consultation? No pressure. Very convenient. You tell them when to come by, and they're going to show you everything. And then, of course, the professional installation backed by warranties. For all the details, just go to fanfloors.com. I'm going to go with 2 big firings. We had one today with Brian Callahan in the AFC South. 1-5 this year for Tennessee. 4-19 in his career, and that's it. Gone. I mean, what an admission of a mistake. 4-19. And, you know, it seems like he was not on the same page with Cam Ward. There were some battles in the media as far as words. And, yeah, I said it all along. I was really surprised that they fired Mike Vrabel. I thought Mike Vrabel, and look at what he's doing in New England. I think he's a very good coach. And I know Vrabel can rub you the wrong way at times. But it did not work with Brian Callahan. Well, really won't have much effect on the Jaguars for quite some time. They don't get out there until week 13 in Nashville, which I have already made my flight arrangements. I want to say that that is the Saturday of Florida State, Florida, and 2 days when I fly out, 2 days after Thanksgiving. James Franklin? Really? I mean, really? I know he can't beat top teams. I know he was 4-21 against the Associated Press top 10. I know he was 1-18 against the Associated Press top 10 Big Ten teams. This guy was a field goal away from going to the national championship game a year ago. Okay? 2022, he was 11-2. 2023, 10-3. Last year, 13-3. He was 34-8 in his last 3 years and 104-45 in his career. And they're going to eat $60 million or somewhere in that neighborhood to say goodbye to James Franklin. So that absolutely floored me, okay? And it's brought to you by Fantastic Floors. Again, for all the details, just go to fanfloors.com. Would you make a James Franklin going this early, really before they play any of their rivals, you know, a little bit later on this year?
Yeah, it's shocking to me. I know the season's not the way they wanted to. I mean, 3 weeks ago they were competing against Oregon for probably what we thought would probably be one of the top spots in the nation. And then 3 weeks later, he's gone. I mean, it's to be from that close to a national title a year ago to now being canned is pretty shocking. And Penn State's basically saying we can do better, and we don't care about the $50-60 million buyout. So we'll see. Time will tell. Maybe they might have somebody that's is in the cards, and they're ready to go and hire them within a month. But until then, it's pretty surprising.
Yeah, I've heard a lot of discussion about Penn State is or isn't a national brand. You know, are they a true blue blood, or are they a true national championship contender? And I think where we're headed in college football with the NIL and the transfer portal, we're actually going to have more schools that are going to have an opportunity to put together a great team like Indiana and make a run, unlike the days that that I think we all loved around here, where teams were good, stayed good, and were even, dynasties. We're not getting that right now in college football. Let's get back to the Jaguars game yesterday. Another bad day for special teams. Boy, I started calling Cam Little the nuclear weapon, and you hope he's just in a funk because this kid's leg is spectacular, and he's a good young kid. He's one of those that you really want to pull for. But Jacksonville yesterday was chasing points all day long. As I said to Frank and Hayes during crosstalk, I was surprised they went for 2 when they did. I would have kicked the PAT, kept yourself down by 7, but they put themselves in that funk. Up 6-0, missing a PAT, missing a field goal. I agree with Liam Cohen saying that they took a sack before the field goal to push it back to, maybe 52 yards? And he didn't make it. So he's missed now more kicks this year than he missed all of last year. Under no set of circumstances am I giving up on Cam Little. Don't get me wrong. You just hope something is going to change. And again, he was very outspoken about it after the football game in the locker room. You're talking to Ryan O'Halloran. I know he said that, he's not a guy who's going to make excuses. He even came out, and I'm paraphrasing here, saying that this is a very big challenge for him. He's fighting adversity right now. It's a good word to describe this football team after what happened yesterday. There hasn't been a lot of adversity, right? I mean, you got a bad call in Cincinnati. That was, I guess, to some extent, some adversity, and you had self-inflicted wounds. You dropped a touchdown pass. You made some unforgivable turnovers in that game. Yesterday, you did a lot of things well. You really did. I mean, you held Seattle to 1 of 12 on 3rd down. Are you kidding me? 1 of 12? That's like 86 Bears stuff. And, you held them to 60 yards rushing. When you look at numbers like that, you're thinking this is no. But they themselves certainly did struggle. Logan Cook did not have his best day. It was a season-high 8 punts. And he had 1 really good coughing corner, but only 2 of those 8 went inside the 20. Far too many 3-and-outs yesterday for Jacksonville. I mean, they were 4 of 16 on 3rd down. This continues to be a big problem. Remember a year ago in Tampa Bay, Liam Cohen was number 1 in the NFL on 3rd down. Over 50%. The Jaguars so far this year in 6 games, 28 of 79. That is 35.4%. If you look at that number and that number alone, it's pretty remarkable that they're 4-2 when you're only getting first downs on 35.4% of your 3rd downs. Now, they were successful on 4th down, right? I mean, they're 3 of 3 yesterday. They're 6 of 8 for the year, or 6 of 9, for the year. So 4th down's working, and we're getting more and more of that in football, college and pro. Teams going for it on 4th down. I guess realistically, you could take that 4 for 16 and make it a 7 for 19, if that makes you feel any better. So, those are numbers right there. No red zone opportunities. Only 12 points. This was a football team that came in averaging more than 25. I threw it out there last week. This football team came in averaging 6.6 points more per game than the 2024 team, right? The 2024 team gave you 18-8 a game. Going into the game against Seattle, Jacksonville was giving you 25.4. That's an upgrade of 6.6 points a game. That's a touchdown, all right? And defensively, they had shaved 5.6 off their defense. They had gone from 25.6 to, what do I want to say, 20 a game. Yeah, 5.6. And you did your job. You held them to 20 points. A Liam Cohen, Trevor Lawrence-led offense. If I was to say to you for 17 games, you're only going to allow 20 points a game, you should sign up for that every Sunday. Hell yeah, you're going to get 21 or more. So the defense, even though they gave up those 2 huge plays, they did their job, 20 points. It's the offense where this one sits. Could use a little bit more pressure. That's something we're going to talk about as well coming up here. Let's get to James Gladstone. And, what's next for him? Is he going to make a move before the November 4th trade deadline? We'll touch upon that on the other side.
DivorceMenOnly.com. This is Kenny Lay of Kenny Lay & Associates. Our firm specializes in representing men in family law. That's all we do. That's our only focus. We can help with all of your family law needs, such as divorce, custody, alimony, and child support. For over a decade, we have helped thousands of men with these types of issues. We even have an appellate division ready to challenge a judge's ruling. If you need a family law attorney, go to DivorceMenOnly.com. DivorceMenOnly.com. Offices, Jacksonville.
Rotator cuff injuries are common among athletes and those who have physically demanding careers. Don't let this injury keep you away from the sport you love. Dr. George Barry here, and the first thing you need to do with a serious shoulder injury is to diagnose where the damage is and how significant it is. Rotator cuff tears are either acute tears sustained during an injury or accident, or degenerative tears. If you're interested in learning more about rotator cuff repair and how our expert team of orthopedic surgeons can help you, call Barry Orthopedics today or visit BarryOrthopedics.com.
Post-game Monday on 1010XL. Served by Tandy Foods, making quality fresh sandwiches since 1956.
Hey, it's Lauren Brooks. Looking and feeling great isn't just for women. Hello Smooth Med Spa has something for everyone. Laser hair removal, wrinkle smoothing, skincare, and more. With over 400 plus 5-star reviews and over a decade in business, they know their stuff. Book now at hellosmooth.com.
Jacksonville, Hickens, calling it. Checkmate Coating, my MVP. Tough, slick floors that dominate any space.
Checkmate Coatings, your floor's missing piece.
Hello, First Coast. I'm sure by now you have seen our bright green GFL trucks and containers throughout the greater Jacksonville area. We're an industry leader in solid waste and would love the opportunity to earn your business. We're committed to customer service, reliability, and have an unwavering focus on safety. Whether commercial or construction, let us haul your waste away. Call 904-760-5880 to get a quote today. From GFL, Green for Life.
Julington Creek Pest Control has been serving our community since 1984. Our turf management program is an all-out blitz, granular fertilization, weed and insect control, keeping your lawn championship green all year. Quarterly pest control stops bugs before they ever cross your goal line. Family owned, locally operated, expert technicians, top quality products, no gimmicks, just winning results. Julington Creek Pest Control, our family serving yours since 1984.
As a contractor, finding reliable subcontractors is key to project success. Prosser here. Guys, that's where Lloyd's Heating and Air shines. Not just your mechanical HVAC experts, but your partner, understanding every facet of construction to keep your project on track. Lloyd's will spot issues early before they cause delays. If you're a contractor with a need for reliability, visit LloydsHeatingandAir.com. Lloyd's Heating and Air, keeping you comfortable in every season.
Hicken here. Celebrate the spooky season with Zero Res. Get 3 rooms of carpet clean starting at just $139, plus a free haul, and take 15% off your air duct and dryer vent cleaning. Book online at ZeroResJacksonville.com and take advantage of these huge savings.
You waited forever for your new fence. Then, strangers show up. Subcontractors rushing the job. Sent by the company you trusted. Frustrating, right? Superior Fence and Rail promises better. Their professionally trained builders deliver quality you can trust. No subcontractors, no shortcuts. Just the superior craftsmanship your home deserves.
When you're on the fence, about a fence, SuperiorFenceandRail.com.
When you roll into a convenience store for some cold Bud Light, you want to make sure it's, well, cold. Check out the big coolers at Circle K. They make sure it's chilled and ready to go for the big game or party. Swing by Circle K and pick up some cold Bud Light.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Still, present, ready. Farah doesn't flinch. Into the Night with Rick Ballou on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
The 8143 is up against it. Let's see if we can help him. He says, Rick and Dylan, I literally just saw a fat dude wearing Daisy Dukes. Is nothing sacred. That said, I'd rather watch another 3 hours of that than another 3 hours of Jags playing like that. Come on, that was one bad game. I'll send you to Tallahassee if you want to see crap every week.
Or Gainesville.
Yeah. I mean, crying out loud. All sorts of people are on me about the release the black eye info. And where I'm at with it is this. It's such BS that I'm not even going to give it credence, okay? Because to me, it smells like a massive cover-up. And the only hint I'll give you is that it was accidental and it was self-inflicted as to why he has a black eye. But just ask yourself this. If that was really the case, wouldn't Mike Norvell come out and said something about it? Okay? I mean, no. You hide the truth in a story like this when something far more significant actually did happen. So Mike Norvell's a coach. So that means he's a half politician. So he's going to lie anyway, right? Coaches lie. That's part of their pedigree. That's part of their makeup. But a lot of people are like, release it. No, I'm not going to release it. We're doing this for 34 years. I don't need to release what I think is covered up nonsense. And my God, and there's some good people over there, but shame on the local media. How can they not ask him? I mean, do you really think if Liam Cohen showed up with a black eye that I wouldn't ask, or that this media wouldn't ask? I mean, that's stupid. Of course we would ask. It's so damn obvious. You have to ask it. It almost feels like there literally is a murder going on in Tallahassee right now. That everyone is under the one, oh, don't ask. You know? I mean, this fan base and these people, man, and I love so many of them. Same fan base that allowed, what the hell's his name? Who's the play-by-play guy? They rolled out a red carpet for Joe Tessitore 2 weeks after he had the worst call in the history of college football. Play-by-play guys give you down in distance, okay? And it's 3rd and 8. Texas won today. Alabama deserves to get in. Florida State's going to. He did that every other play, and they rolled out the red carpet. Come on in. Biletnikoff Award. Come on in, Joe. Here's $50,000. Oh, it's so good to see you. We're classy. We're not going to say anything. I mean, he set back broadcasting 1,000 years. Play-by-play guys give you down and distance. They tell you what is going on in the game. A wide receiver is out, replaced by a tight end. Okay, it's the analyst who gives you everything, not Joe Tessitore, not the ESPN propaganda. He gave you time and again. Florida State has only picked up 3 first downs all day. It's 3rd and 9. Texas had a big win today. It was awful. But Omerta, shh. This thing of ours, shh. It's what Joe Tessitore in. Media doesn't care. It's like the media doesn't care to ask Mike Norvell, why do you have a black eye? You know what it is? It's freaking hilarious and it's also incredibly sad at the same time.
And he's not moving. That was a heck of a hit.
Good health is an important part of a successful program.
A guy who was number 5 on our depth chart is now our starting wideout.
Listen for the personal injury attorney's Farah and Farah Injury Update. Jacksonville on 1010XL.
Frank Frangie here. You know, I've been battling to get my lawn lush green all year. Well, I finally made the decision to get it top dressed, and it's already starting to look like a golf course fairway. Topdressing.com has a proprietary truck and equipment. They aerated my lawn like the golf course pros do. I'm talking white glove service. They cleaned it up like they were never there. If you want a smooth, lush, dark green lawn, do what I did. Call 888-850-1850 and top dress your lawn like a pros with topdressing.com.
Brackish Vodka, the spirit of the sportsman and proud partner of the Jaguars, is now available at the Fresh Market Spirits and Wine. The Fresh Market Spirits and Wine is a new adult beverage store offering spirits, wine, beer, and accessories at A1A North in Ponte Vedra, a first-of-its-kind destination for thoughtfully curated spirits, wine, and beer as only the Fresh Market can. And now, you can get Brackish Vodka at the Fresh Market. Brackish Vodka, for whatever your sport is. Proud partner of the Jaguars.
This Date in Sports History is brought to you by Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
On October 13, 1967, the Seattle Supersonics dropped a 144-116 decision to the San Francisco Warriors in what was their first NBA game.
I'm Chris Campione. Veterans have given so much in the service of our country, but when it comes to legal challenges, you shouldn't have to fight alone. At Campione Law, we're here to help veterans like you get the support and compensation you deserve. Whether it's a workplace injury, a personal injury claim, or navigating a veteran's disability claim, we'll stand by your side every step of the way. Your service to our country matters. Let us serve you with the dedication and respect you deserve. Call Campione Law for a free consultation today. Campione Law, fighting for veterans, fighting for justice. Visit CampioneLaw.com.
Campione Law. WJXL AM Jacksonville Beach. WJXL FM Jacksonville Beach.
Lauren Brooks here for Terminex. When mice and rats show up in your home or business, they can be a real pain. You need them out fast, before they have time to multiply. Terminex knows how to shut down rodents and will keep them from coming back to wreak more havoc. When rodents show up, so does Terminex. Don't live with a rodent problem, Terminex it. Visit Terminex.com today to schedule a free inspection online just like I did. That's TERMINIX.com. TERMINIX.com.
Football season is all about hanging at home and watching the big ball games. Well, if your AC and heating unit is letting you down and keeping those electric bills sky high, think about getting a new energy-efficient AC unit from Florida Home AC. They've got great deals on replacements plus rebates and incentives to make it more affordable. Call Florida Home AC at 777-4300 and get their expert staff to take a look. Football season is all about fun and playing for the win. Make sure you have the winning team on your side with Florida Home AC.
This is Hayes Carline for First Florida Credit Union. I bank with First Florida Credit Union because I trust them. I can always count on them when it comes to the vast services they provide. The online banking services are outstanding. So easy to use, depositing checks through the mobile app is fast and efficient. First Florida Credit Union was voted Best Credit Union in the Best of Bold City Community Choice Awards for 3 years running, and it's easy to see why. You need to be banking with First Florida Credit Union. They're enriching people every day. Federally insured by NCUA, Equal Housing Opportunity Lender.
Introducing the Jags Stack at Firehouse Subs. A sub so bold, we had to name it after the team that roars. Packed with protein and made to satisfy a football-sized appetite. It's stacked with honey ham, smoked turkey, and roast beef. Topped with provolone fresh veggies and our new Duval drizzle. Order the new Jags Stack in the app right now. Available for limited time at participating Jacksonville Firehouse Subs restaurants. The hottest subs in Duval!
Rick Ballou here with a congratulations for John's Auto. They've been in business in Jacksonville for 40 years. That's right, going all the way back to 1985. Right now, they'd like to thank each and every one of you who's ever gotten their vehicle serviced at John's Auto. So, car, truck, or diesel, all makes, all models, whether it's a routine maintenance or a complete engine overhaul, go to John's Auto on Arlington Road, JohnAutomotiveJacks.com.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. When it's game time, Farah doesn't flinch. Into the Night with Rick Ballou on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
All right, Devin Lloyd is not on the plane to London. That is bad news. He will be out this weekend against the Rams. Jacksonville, let me check the very latest here. They were actually a 3-point dog. Let's see. All right, it's 2.5 now. Total 44.5. LA's beaten up as well. There's no question about it. A couple of 4-2 teams, again, expecting a very low-scoring game, but that is 6 days away. There's a lot to uncover, certainly until we do get there. Got a couple of games tonight, Buffalo and Atlanta. That's at 7:15. Then the Bears and Commodores tonight at 8:15. So you get a couple of games on this Monday night, which is always cool. You look at the dysfunctional AFC South, a firing today. Brian Callahan out after only 23 games, 1-5 and 4-19 in his career. India win yesterday. They're 5-1. The Jags go to 4-2. And Houston was, a 2-3 record is Houston with the bye. Tennessee at 1-5. So right there, still ahead of them. There's really no question about that. All right, I have given you a lot of ideas, and I believe some things that need to be fixed. James Gladstone, for the most part, everything that he has done with this football team has worked. I think you can now start to look at some free agency moves and start to question them a little bit. It really hasn't worked with Diami Brown since he dropped that touchdown pass in Cincinnati. It just hasn't. He has not been a factor. He has not been a go-to guy. He has had an injured shoulder, and he has been pedestrian so far. Dylan, I said all along, I didn't think regardless of the set of circumstances that he would return to this football team. I thought the only way that could happen would be if he had a spectacular season, and if that was the case, I figured he would outprice the market.
Yeah, without a doubt. And I mean, a lot of people thought that they were paid for him when the Jags signed him way back when in March. And it feels like a lot of these guys that are on one-year deals or on the last year of their deal probably are not going to come back next year. Devin Lloyd might be the only one, but I'm not confident he'll even come back next year.
Yeah, I mean, that's fair. And, I said all along I thought it'd be a long shot. Certainly I didn't think at all with Travis Etienne or Dewey Wingard. Buster Brown is an interesting one. We shall see. Let's get to the defense. Ogba, there were consecutive weeks. You go back 3 weeks ago and 2 weeks ago, I want to say he had a combined 7 pressures. This football team came into the game yesterday either second or third in the NFL in pressures. I mean, some really good numbers. They just can't get home, right? They only have, I think it's 8 sacks on the season, so that that has been a big problem so far for the Jaguars, finding a way to actually get to the quarterback, right? They've had 8 sacks all year. They had 1 yesterday, and that was Eric Armstead, who leads this team with 3.5. Josh Hines-Allen is a staple. Josh Hines-Allen is a really good football player. Josh Hines-Allen has a half sack in 6 games. Josh Hines-Allen, who's been in the top 10 all year in pressures, did not have 1 pressure yesterday. So I get it. They're double teaming him. They're chipping him, especially with Trayvon Walker out. I mean, Walker gave you 16 snaps yesterday, primarily on passing downs. He's just not there yet. Okay? I mean, I don't even know what their plan is going to be this weekend. Is it going to be a similar situation where that is his snap count, and then you hope that after the bye he returns and, the second half of the season he can get back to where he was, 2 weeks ago? I don't know. Here it is, 69 pressures by the Jaguars before the game yesterday. They were 5th in pro football. And, they got just worked yesterday on the line of scrimmage. But, Dewan Smoot in Ogba, because of the really awful job that Trent Baalke did here and never addressed backup edge. When you brought back Smoot and you brought back Ogba, I think there was, myself included, a feeling of, okay, you've got some depth here, and you've got some proven veterans and some guys that are going to be able to go out and get to the quarterback. Well, again, 3.5 sacks for Armstead, 2 for Walker, 1 for Smoot, 1 for Aluakon, and a half sack for Josh Hines-Allen. That's it. 6 games, 8 sacks. I mean, as good as this team is with 14 takeaways, you got to get more. You're going to be taking on some really good quarterbacks as you head on throughout the course of this season. And that is something right there that absolutely has to be addressed. So Jacksonville makes a move for Greg Newsome. And I know his initial play here was certainly a disaster. A 61-yard touchdown on his very first play allowed us to settle in. He only had 9 snaps yesterday. I still think he's going to be a guy who's going to be able to contribute. And I think you have to look at the complete picture. You got rid of a bad contract in Tyson Campbell. Yeah, this team's 4-2. Yeah, the expectations are huge. But when reality sets in, this football team is trying to get better on a week-to-week basis. And they're a year away. They're 2 years away. I'm not trying to, before week 7, tell you that the season is over. It's not. This is a playoff team. This is an opportunity to win the AFC South, okay? But they're going to be a better football team, in my opinion, next year. And they're going to be a better football team, in my opinion, in 2027. Getting rid of the Tyson Campbell contract is a big part of that. Newsome becomes part of a show me. He becomes like a DeJuan Smoot. You get the job done this year, let's redo you with a new contract. You don't get the job done this year, they're going to go in a different direction. They still need to make a few moves, okay? I know last week the thought was tight end. I do. As a matter of fact, I didn't hear this. Can we play, because it came out today, I actually missed this because I was on the phone. Can we play number 2 today, Cohen? And the latest, we know that Brenton Strange is out for at least 4 games, so it's 3 more games. He's going to get the opportunity to get through a bye week as well. Here's what the head coach said today about the Jaguars tight end.
It's really going to be week to week. Hopefully the bye gets us a little bit of a jump on that so that he doesn't miss as many games. We're hopeful that after that, but it's definitely up in the air. It could be longer than after the bye.
Okay. Well, it's 4 games anyway, so after the bye, it would still be 2 more. He's a really good football player, and they missed him in run blocking yesterday. They missed him in pass protection yesterday when he's asked to stay in, and certainly he was the leader of this football team in receptions before he went down with an injury. But anyway, it feels like some tight ends are available, right? Mark Andrews, whoever it may be. Was it Kenny Mayer? Michael Mayer out in Las Vegas with the Raiders. I mean, there's a lot of guys. And, I'd be surprised if they do that. They go out to Las Vegas the week after the bye. Tight ends are available. To me, that's like third. They need more help on the interior defensive line. The results so far on Mason Smith, Devon Hamilton are very, very average. They just are. They're not getting the interior push that you were hoping. The run defense, well, the sample size is there, but it's not totally there. Teams have been forced in a lot of these situations to pass the ball more than run the ball because of the way that the game sets up. Either Jacksonville is ahead and they have forced teams to become one-dimensional. I know that's not always the case because, a lot of these games end up being one-possession type of games. But, even Seattle yesterday was pretty basic as far as their game plan. They didn't abandon the run. They ran it 26 times, even though it was, for the most part, a one-possession football game. Darnold was 16 to 27. They ran it 26 times. I think a couple of those by Sam Darnold were taking knees at the end of the game. So let's say it was 23-24 rushing attempts yesterday by Seattle. But anyway, my opinion is, yes, another body on the defensive line, whether it's an interior defensive lineman or whether it is a guy coming off the edge. Can you get a little bit more help there? They haven't even really played Colin Saunders. He's been inactive, I want to say, for 5 straight games. So maybe they flipped the switch there. You know, Strigo was available for the first time yesterday. Green, the second, almost made the play of the game if he comes down with that interception. So I give Anthony Campanile a lot of credit that he's trying some things, but I feel like they need one more body there. And you have until November 4th. We shall see. If there's one thing I believe, have learned about James Gladstone, he is talking to a lot of people. And I can only imagine what the conversation is going to be like this year with Les Snead and everyone getting back to London, of course, where Gladstone spent the first 9 years of his career. In L.A., I would just assume that there's going to be constant chatter there, if not only with each other, with other things that are going on within the NFL. So that's what I think, if they do anything at all, that is where they need to address things. And the Devin Lloyd thing doesn't seem like it's long-term. If you're joining us for the first time, he's not on the airplane right now to London. He's got a calf. He'll be out this week. Brenton Strange deal hurts a little bit as well. Jonah Monheim, I'm actually going to throw this out. I want to bring your questions up on the other side of this break. The Pro Football Focus grades weren't nearly as bad as I assumed they would be on the offensive line, but Jonah Monheim was the highest grade out of the 5 offensive linemen yesterday. I'll sprinkle through that a little bit, and also on top of it, let's get to you. If you're watching on YouTube, you can fire away with a question. That is 1010XL into the night on YouTube. Also, our text line is 641-1010, brought to you by Lifetime Enclosures.
A strong fence makes a good fence. A strong defense makes a good team.
They're the best defense in the league for a reason.
Each week, Superior Fence and Rail presents the Defensive Player of the Game. Go, Dennis, go! On 1010XL.
Ballou here for Smunez Vision. Why Smunez Vision? Well, I've been with Dr. Neil Smunez now since I got back to Jacksonville in 2006. 37 years of experience he has. Smunez Vision is a family organization that focuses on personal high-quality medical and surgical eye care. Dr. Catherine Smunez is fellowship trained in cornea and cataract surgery and all refractive surgery. Combined, that's 30 years plus in laser eye surgery. Visit SmunezVision.com today. Care you can see.
Hey, First Coast, it's your boy Leon Searcy, your lemon pepper guy. Back and better than ever for Wingstop. You know I can't resist those crisp, flavorful wings that make your taste buds dance. Wingstop just opened a hot new spot on Jeremiah Street in Middleborough. There's 17 locations, now serving up the most mouth-watering wings in town. And my all-time favorite, lemon pepper. Try their new quick and easy ordering on the app and swing by today for fresh, hot wings made for you. Only at Wingstop.
The Friday Night Lights are shining even brighter as 1010XL has partnered with Channel 4 to bring you Friday Night Lights, a live streaming show at 7 o'clock every Friday, presented by Farrah and Farrah on the social media channels of 1010XL and Channel 4.
Greenlaw Group is for the insured. If you think you have roof damage, call 904-302-7055 today, and they will schedule you a free roof inspection. Trust their law firm to help you fight your insurance when you need it. These storms can cause damage you may not even see yet. Call Greenlaw Group, 302-7055. There's no cost to retain their law firm and no cost to have your roof inspected. They only get paid if you win. Greenlaw Group, for the insured.
Hi, I'm Sean Monahan from Monahan Jewelers in Atlantic Beach. Since 1977, we've been Jacksonville's local family jeweler with a beautiful selection of fine jewelry and certified diamonds. But we're also Jacksonville's leading buyer of gold, silver, and diamonds from the public. Gold has recently hit an all-time high at over $3,600 per ounce. Pay bills, buy something fun. Now is the time to sell your gold for cash and get top dollar, or trade it in for a new piece and get even more value at Monahan Jewelers in Atlantic Beach.
Hi, Frank Frangie for Ricketts Electric. Any good lineup needs power. When we needed power at the Bragan Baseball Complex and all the fields we have at Fort Family Park, we trusted Ricketts Electric. You're going to love these guys. The Ricketts family has been providing commercial and residential electric service for years. Call my friend Zach today at 904-320-5960. You can also find them on Facebook and at rickettselectric.com. Ricketts Electric, the city's best power connection. Call them today at 904-320-5960.
Mark Watson with Hardball Creative. What's better than beer? Cold beer. Put your company logo on a custom koozie. Check them out at hardballcreative.com.
Hardball Creative. Hardball does it all.
Hey everybody, it's Mike Dempsey, and I only like to recommend the best, which is why I'm proud to say that I chose Pella Windows and Doors for my own home. And now's a great time to upgrade your home with 0% financing for 60 months. That's 5 years of interest-free payments on the best windows and doors in the business. Don't wait. Schedule a free consultation at PellaJacks.com or visit their showroom on Phillips Highway just north of Bay Meadows. For quality you can trust and savings you can't miss, that's Pella Windows and Doors.
Keeping kids active is a full-time job for parents, so let I-9 Sports help. They've got winter and spring registration open right now for kids all over the First Coast to enjoy their favorite sports. Log on to i9sports.com and don't miss out on the upcoming seasons. Enter 1010 in the promo code.
This is Greg Huntington, a.k.a. The Mangler. I'm on the winning team at Waste Management. WM is the largest sustainability company in North America. If your business needs sustainable environmental services for waste removal and recycling collection, then you can count on the industry leader of WM to deliver results. Your services will be completed in a timely, safe, and eco-friendly manner. Go to WM.com/Duval. That's WM.com/Duval and get signed up today. If anyone can talk trash, it's the Mangler.
Reclaim a pain-free life with Rebound Rehab. If you've been injured or simply feeling the effects of an active life, you can rely on Rebound Rehabilitation to get you back in the game. Sitting on the sidelines isn't any fun. Trust Rebound Rehab's team of trained physical therapists to get you back up to speed and feeling full again. Now more convenient than ever. 11 locations to serve you, including new offices in Riverside across from St. Vincent's, Point Meadows, and Middleburg. Just log on to reboundrehab.com to see all they've got to offer.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Focused, fueled, fearless, Farah. Into the Night with Rick Ballou on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
Pro Football Focus. Yeah, I don't know. I give him a lot of credit. I use him. I feel uncomfortable, though. I feel greasy. I feel like I need to take a shower after I talk about Pro Football Focus. Jonah Monheim, highest-rated offensive lineman, 61.7 overall, 54.4 against the pass, 63.9 the run. Walker Little, who was a turnstile. He was a matador, okay? 59.9. Pass grade, 54.4. Run grade, 61.8. Let me see here. See that he allowed 6 pressures. Okay. It's an adequate grade, considering. Patrick McCarry, 57.4. 61 pass, 53 run. Anton Harrison, 55.4 total grade, 71.8 pass, 52.4 run. Ezra Cleveland, a 48.9, 44.5 pass, 59.1 run. So, Dylan, I think, I don't know. I don't know how to figure this out. To me, those sound like kind grades compared to what? 33 pressures, 17 quarterback hits, 7 sacks in this loss.
Yeah, and especially, I'm sure you've seen some of the videos on Twitter from the All-22 where some of the videos, specifically Walker Little, when he's trying to block and the defensive end just tosses him to the side like he's nothing, and then he gets to the quarterback. It's one thing to say those stats, and then you see it on video, and it looks even worse.
No. Let's get to you. 5434 says, Ballou was going for 2 the right call. Was that because they did not trust a little? Or was it pure analytics? I sat next to Mark Duffner, who I believe is going to join us tomorrow. I said I wouldn't go for it now. I would kick the PAT to make it a 7-point game. And I have to believe it's analytics. I was in Cincinnati. Where did he lose? Was it Cincinnati when he talked about going for 2? And Liam Cohen said all day, he had the fire in his eyes. I love that about your coach after the loss there in Cincy. But that's one of those deals where it's kind of like 4th down. Go for it. Why did you go for it? It's the same deal with the 2-point conversion. I was just disappointed. They tried to play man football. They tried to run it in from a 1.5 yards out, and they couldn't pick it up. And the Jag fans who've been around for a little bit, I mean, that's same old, same old. That's 4 times from the goal line in London with Toby Gerhardt. It just couldn't score. So that was disappointing. This is 80-49 Ballou. What happened to Saunders? He's been inactive for the last 5 games. Don't know what else to say. 21-29 Ballou. I could see Franklin in Tallahassee next year. Florida State can't afford to fire Norvell. I mean, unless all of a sudden you're going to find some diehard boosters with deep pockets, I don't know what to tell you, okay? They don't have it right now. 0494 Ballou, I need to understand why we traded for Saunders and yet he never plays. It's a pretty good question, right? Wasn't it Mason Smith who was inactive in week 1, then Saunders now the last 5 weeks? I still think there's going to be an opportunity for Saunders. Maybe it's in London this weekend. 28-35 Ballou, injuries are beginning to take a toll. And if you remember that great playoff push of a few years ago, year 1 with Peterson, year 2 for Trevor, they were so healthy, man. They had lost Ben Barch and they had lost Shaq Griffin. Cam missed a few games, Robinson, but if you look at starts, they had the most of any team in pro football. It is so important, okay? I mean, you've gone basically 2 games without Trayvon Walker. You got him for 16 plays yesterday. You got a ball game without Hainsey. You basically won a game yesterday without Devin Lloyd. You know you're going to go this weekend without Devin Lloyd. You are going to go another 3 games without Brenton Strange, at least. It's really upsetting, but it's league-wide. Jacksonville's not the exception here. Happens all the time. 52-62, Rick, and entirely too much excuses made by your colleagues. I'm not going to say anything about my colleagues, but I love them all. Tongue in the ear, the whole bit. 52-62, L. Andrews, so can drop. I don't know what that means. Who's Andrews? You talking about Mark Andrews from Baltimore, the playoff drops, right? That's probably what he's assuming. Okay. 33-73, Ballou, what's the deal with Josh Hines out? Well, he's getting double-teamed as much as anyone in football. If you don't think that Trayvon Walker and him being absent has not had a huge effect on this defensive line, then you're not watching the same game that I am. I understand so much of measuring Josh Hines Allen is going to be by sacks, and he's got a half sack. I can't give you anything else on that. I can't apologize for that. I can't try to cover that up. When you pay a home run hitter to hit 40 home runs a year and he hits 15, you're like, what's going on? It hasn't worked so far for Josh Hines. Still playing good football. Against the right, he's a complete defensive end. But it just doesn't happen so far. Yeah, boy, this is lengthy. That's what I said, Rick. Not against you, head down one of those games. No matter, this is really, really quite lengthy here about the 0030. Telling you this team is looking really good, and guess what? Just talking about Devin Lloyd, the Texans, and the Seahawks. Yeah, it's a little bit too long. 0030. And if I remember correctly, I think you're a regular here. If so, I appreciate it. But it's like a John Sanford novel. It's like Virgil Flowers, the long-haired former third baseman for the University of Minnesota, and Lucas Davenport. For those who like to read fictional crime, it's a pretty good read. He comes out with a Prey series. He's done more than 30 of them.
Jeez, that's a lot.
One a year. A lot of authors do that. Patterson, who totally sold out, James Patterson, he's got everyone else writing for him now. He just puts his name on a book.
I mean, do it make some money.
I mean, out of all, I understand putting your name in a restaurant. You know, I understand putting your name on a car dealership. But where the hell is life gone when James Patterson now is like, well, let's put my name on the book, even though I'm not even writing the book?
You can't even put your name as a co-author at that point.
Mm-hmm. And he does the Women's Murder Club that is by years. I've read the first 18 of them. I think it's up to year 24, 25 now. The whole Alex Cross series, which I believe forever was strictly James Patterson, but I think he's subbed that out to someone else. I mean, this guy gets paid to have others write. I mean, I guess it's an incredible situation. Who's the guy up the road? I just started reading John Grisham, right? He still lives up the road. I don't think he's gotten to that yet. I hope not. 25-83 Ballou. I know the circumstances around him were terrible. Bad line play, drops, just not there. But I admittedly tired of saying Trevor needs to play better. There is a faction, which to me is a mob term. There is a faction of people out there that regardless of what goes on, you're going to blame Trevor. Okay? And I get it. He's a quarterback, and he's making a ton of money, and you were told that he's a generational talent. Yesterday's not on Trevor. It's not. There were 3 more drops. There was a rookie massive mistake by Hunter. Not being at the line of scrimmage, not being where he was supposed to be, even though he said in the post-game press conference that he checked in with the sideline official. That took away a touchdown pass to Brian Thomas Jr. There have been times where Trevor has not been good. And I am anything but a Trevor Lawrence apologist. I think I'm as real as anyone in this city when it comes to evaluating Trevor Lawrence. Yesterday was not him. Think about how much worse this could be. This guy got hit 17 times. What if he went down? I mean, he's missed 8 games the last 2 years. What if he went down? I'm telling you right now, he's running more than we've seen as of late. He had a career high a week ago with 10 carries. If he's taken 17 quarterback hits a week, he is going to go down. Let's see here. Here's the Daisy Dukes guy. Man, that was scary. 76-60 as well. Very, very, very lengthy. Rick, I agree they need to get Travis Hunter the ball more, but disagree that anyone on defense or that penalty on Hunter is what really cost the Jaguars the game. That play, Trevor underthrew Thomas, and by some grace of God, the guy wasn't able to intercept the ball. And all right, Trevor was under pressure. It was a big-time play by Thomas Jr. And I'm not going to argue with the point that you made. It was fair. It was an underthrow. We saw an underthrow in week 1 against Carolina. If Trevor Lawrence gets that ball up 6 inches more, Travis Hunter's bringing in his first touchdown reception of more than 50 yards. So, again, I am as realistic as you are when it comes to this stuff. Here's the guy telling me back in March, contradiction. You say Little has been mistreated here, but has been very productive out of the injury report. Fourth, Barr going to Ben Barch. I don't know what I said with a Little. I wish I could understand what you took a picture of there and sent me. The 0882. Maybe you can give me a little bit more on it. I don't care what Pro Football says. I don't care what Pro Football Focus says, even though I gave you the numbers. I thought Walker Little played a very bad game yesterday. I mean, there were a couple of times where he just got abused. And, that was kind of Trent Baalke's outgoing president, right? And they did some things contractually to get the Greg Newsom deal done where it created a little bit more cash for Walker Little. I'm going to have to really dive into the contracts, and I usually don't do that unless you're a pending free agent. But I believe that Wyatt Milam, who was active for the first time yesterday, he is a part of this future, whether it's at left guard or at left tackle. We keep hearing he had short arms. He's going to be a guard, even though he played tackle at West Virginia. I don't know. We're going to have to see. But not a good effort yesterday. 74-59 Blue. If Tootin was healthy, would he get more carries? No doubt. Absolutely no doubt. And he's just giving you a few a game. He actually had a couple of decent carries yesterday. I think he had 2 for, 14 yards? Was that the numbers? Let me see. Tootin yesterday. Yeah, 2 for 14. I mean, ETN, 12 for 27. Lawrence, 3 for 9. Diami Brown, 1 of 7. Again, that reverse continues to work on 4th down. And Allen, 1 of 2. Allen had more snaps yesterday than Tootin because they really leaned on LaQuint Allen to help and pass protect. So he got more snaps. But, yeah, Tootin is not 100%. He's had a shoulder situation that has been, affecting him the entire year. Guys like that with the bye coming up in a week, it's huge. He's not even dealing with any contact during the week. He's a limited participation and a penny on. That's what Tootin has done. I don't know if that was the case again last week, but I know it was going back a few weeks prior to that and certainly up until the Kansas City game. All right, much more to do. 641-1010. All of these comments coming to us random fire on our text line, brought to you by Lifetime Enclosures. We'll come back. We'll check in with you there. Let's also look at what's going on YouTube tonight. A lot of comments are rolling in. You can join the folks on YouTube. Just go to 1010XL into the night.
1010XL is multimedia. Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube.
You can't buy this kind of media exposure.
1010XL, maximum media exposure.
Hi, I'm Amber Frangie. You know that other Frangie? Well, he's my dad. But I'm here to tell you about how much I appreciate the Awaken 180 weight loss program and how it's changed my life. Like a lot of folks, I let myself go a little. Not proud of that, but it happens. And I wasn't sure what to do. I've tried a lot of other weight loss programs, but they just didn't work. Not like Awaken 180. Can you believe I've lost 70 pounds in less than 4 months? With Awaken 180, there's no medication, no shots, and no side effects. And best of all, really fast results. You eat the food that's provided, and it's really good food. You work with a coach on a regular basis who guides you through the whole process. I'm never hungry. In fact, I never feel like I'm sacrificing anything. Just living a totally normal life. That's my new normal. And now, in October, they're offering free consultations. So there's no reason not to call them and learn more. Call them at 844-346-1800, or you can visit awaken180.com. It really has changed my life, and I bet it'll change yours too. That's Awaken 180.
When it comes to glass, you don't want average. You want flawless. Duval Glass and Mirror has transformed homes and businesses across Jacksonville for over 35 years. Frameless showers that wow. Mirrors cut exactly to your style. Fogged or broken glass replaced. Decorative tabletops. Windows replaced or repaired to stand up to Florida storms. All backed by a 100% guarantee. Visit DuvalGlass.com for your free quote. There's only one name for glass and mirror around these parts. It's Duval.
Guys, are you struggling with obesity and being overweight? Living with high blood pressure, high cholesterol, sleep apnea, or heart disease? Encore Research is enrolling men 18 and older in a new paid clinical study. You'll receive study-related care at no cost and may get compensation for time and travel. No insurance required. Take an active step for your health and help advance medical science. See if you qualify at EncoreDocs.com or call 904-732-6669.
All right, small business owners, it's Rick Ballou. If you need trucks and vans to keep your business moving, Jacksonville Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram Westside has Ram 1500s to heavy-duty 2500s, Pro Masters, and custom Uplift. They're ready to work. Visit them on Commonwealth Avenue or go online to jackswest.com. Jacksonville Chrysler, Jeep, Dodge, Ram, Westside, proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars and your local partner for work-ready vehicles.
Have you got concrete or asphalt rubble piling up? Arcosa Crushed Concrete will pay you for it and recycle it. They're just minutes from Everbank Stadium on Talleyrand. Call Arcosa Crushed Concrete and get paid for what you don't need. ArcosaCrushedConcrete.com.
Are you 18 years or older, just got married, just got divorced, or have children? Listen up. Have you done your last will and estate planning? If you have questions, call Matt Hinson with the Hinson Law Firm. Reach him at 527-1700, offices Jacksonville, Florida, and don't let the state decide your fate.
Introducing the Jags Stack at Firehouse Subs. A sub so bold, we had to name it after the team that roars. Packed with protein and made to satisfy a football-sized appetite. It's stacked with honey ham, smoked turkey, and roast beef. Topped with provolone fresh veggies and our new Duval drizzle. Order the new Jags Stack in the app right now. Available for limited time at participating Jacksonville Firehouse Subs restaurants. The hottest subs in Duval!
Prosser here for Lifetime Enclosures and Lifetime Flooring. Football season is finally here, and with that, hopefully comes cooler weather. And if you've been wanting to upgrade your outdoor living space and just haven't pulled the trigger, you should call the experts at Lifetime Enclosures right now. From glass lanais to screened-in enclosures, Lifetime Enclosures and Flooring is the best in the business. Give them a call today. Lifetime Enclosures and Lifetime Flooring. Showroom just off Phillips Highway. Tell them Prosser sent you.
If you are an experienced electrician looking for your next big opportunity, look no further than the Miller Electric Company, a trusted name in the industry for over 96 years. At Miller Electric, we tackle the biggest projects in the city, offering you the chance to showcase your skills on a grand scale. We believe in rewarding hard work with the best pay, top-notch benefits, and an unbeatable culture where people actually care about each other. Take your career to new heights with Miller Electric Company. Apply today at millercareers.com. Miller Electric, an equal opportunity employer.
Hello, this is Father Nicholas Lowe, and I want to talk to you about letting things roll off of your back. So often we can make big deals out of things that are not really big deals. We can allow them to steal the joy of our day. But let me remind you that don't allow anyone or anything to steal the joy of today. Go out today not letting little things steal the big things that God has in store for you.
For more inspiration, log on to stjohnthedivine.com.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Still present, ready. Farah doesn't flinch.
Now the cool down with Donovan Air, Electric and Plumbing, keeping Jack's cool since '87.
Hate to be the bearer of bad news. I do. Devin Lloyd not on the plane into London. He is out this weekend against the Rams with a calf injury. So that was announced today. Liam Cohen met with us, and then they made that transaction or announcement a little bit later on throughout the course of the day that Robert Hainsey is traveling with the football team. So that is good news there. Of course, Brenton Strange is on the injured reserve, so he's going to miss at least 3 more games. The other big story of the day is Brian Callahan out. Divisional rival Tennessee. Brian Callahan goes 1-5 this year, 4-19 in 23 games. Again, the Jaguars, there's a lot of downtime until they get Tennessee. First up will be Week 13 at Nashville. You got to wonder if Mike McDaniel is next. The 1-5 Miami Dolphins, and kind of like the deal in Tennessee with Cam Ward talking and others talking. You got it now going on with Tua coming out telling us that they weren't involved in team meetings and players only meetings and just a bunch of stuff like that that really isn't good. Brian Branch gets suspended 1 game. Poor sportsmanship last night. If you didn't see it, very final play of the game against Kansas City. So he's going to be a little bit lighter in the wallet. He's going to miss a game. All the crap that happened with Florida State over the weekend, that might be what bothered me most during the final play when Pitt took a knee. They allowed a true freshman to go in there and beat him. All right, kind of like Jeff Sims went in there and beat him. Mike Norvell's first ever game. Jeff Sims. I remember when Jeff Sims and Carson Beck both came into the studio. And I think it was with Denny and James. And Beck was in and Sims was in. And I was talking to him about it. Asked Sims, I'm real excited to go to Norvell took away the scholarship. He went in there as an 18-year-old true freshman at Georgia Tech and beat Mike Norvell. He was actually in for Arizona State. This past Saturday night, they did lose at Utah. Final play of the game, this guy, Jerry Wilson, who, by the way, couldn't cover me. Even if I had 4 or 5 shots of mother's milk in me, okay? I'm talking about good Irish whiskey. I'm talking about Redbreast Irish whiskey. And Jerry Wilson, final play, he goes runs into the quarterback. It's like so Bush League. It's just another example of completely losing your program over in Tallahassee. But that's what you got right now over there. I don't want to talk about it anymore. I want to enjoy this Monday night. Crying out loud, man. I'm going to have to watch both these Monday Night Football games, and I'm going to have to do it again, Dylan. I'm going to have to curl up to some more Ed Gein. That's the only love-making type of stuff that I can simply go by at this particular time in order to salvage the days and nights.
Or you could watch a little bit of baseball.
Yeah.
Looks like the Mariners are going to beat the Blue Jays again. Did you watch any baseball?
Yes.
The Phillies-Dodgers Thursday night. That was one of the craziest endings I can remember to a baseball
Rookie
game.
pitcher, man.
Yeah.
Just take the out.
Go to
and
first.
Real Maldonado, the catcher, points to first. It was so simply panicked.
Yeah. And then Friday night, you go 15 innings, and the Mariners have to burn 3 starters. Hasn't even bothered them.
Mm-hmm.
Not at all. So it looks like they're about to take a 2-0 lead and go home, and they're in complete control of that series.
Boy, the Mariners, man. I guess I'm kind of pulling for them. This whole Cal Raleigh situation. Guy hit 60 bombs this year. The kid out of Florida State, who I guess was good at Florida State, but I don't remember him the way I remember so many others who have played there. So Dodgers and Brewers tonight as well. Game 1 in the National League Championship Series. That is going on tonight as well. All right, let's get back to some of your thoughts here. A lot of good stuff rolling in. A lot of anxious fans, and I get it. I understand what you're dealing with right now, but I still think overall the Jags headed in the right direction. It was a really bad loss yesterday. It'd be one thing if we're talking about them losing 34-7. As bad as they played in a lot of aspects of the game yesterday, they still had an opportunity. Houston's D-line is better than Seattle's. That's from Tapa. Okay. We'll see. Walker Little was drunk yesterday. We got a lot of people picking on that. Let's see here on YouTube. Ryan Mitchell says Trevor did what he could yesterday. I agree with Ryan Mitchell. You could have put anyone back there. And I don't see a different set of circumstances from what actually did happen there. Duval, the DTWD 420, is that a code for dope?
Yes.
Okay. So that's what I say. Some people may not think I'm with it, and I know what's going on.
You know enough.
I know what the 420 means. Oh, I know what else I wanted to say about curling up to Ed Gein in that phenomenal, not documentary, it's a series. It's the guys from Sons of Anarchy who's playing him. Speaking of milk, and I said mother's milk, I remember Sons of Anarchy. What the heck was his name? He used to crush milk. That was the one part I didn't understand is he'd be transporting guns and, he'd have a shovel and he'd be burying someone 6 feet deep. And then the next scene when he'd be walking into his mom's house, chugging milk out of
Juice Ortiz?
No. He'd be chugging milk right out of the carton. What the heck was his name? Come on, Sons of Anarchy. Give it to me. Someone out there listening. 641-1010 on the text line. Brought to you by Lifetime Enclosures. Anyway, DTWD 420 need to send a safety or corner blitz when it makes sense, need to apply pressure on Stafford. Ooh. We're talking Mark Duffner tomorrow night. And I remember asking him, because he spent the last 6 years in Cincinnati, about blitzing Joe Burrow. And he basically said he'll rip you apart, that Burrow had, the same type of instincts that Brady did, that Manning did when you blitzed them. Yet, Campanelli did blitz, and it actually did work. So on the surface, when I look at Matt Stafford, he is one of the only, is it Jax? Was that the name? From Sons of Anarchy? It just came to me now. Jax?
Yeah, played Charlie Hunnam.
Yeah, did you say that earlier?
No, I said Juice Ortiz.
No.
That was his character.
Ortiz, I think he the guy that, I think he ratted him out at the very end in the final couple of episodes. But Stafford is one of the few remaining non-mobile quarterbacks in pro football. I mean, the days of the prototypical drop-back passing quarterback, they're gone, right? I mean, you got Aaron Rodgers. You got Kirk Cousins if he gets another opportunity. How many are left? Roethlisberger's gone. Brady's gone. Both Mannings are gone. Breeze is gone. Who am I forgetting here? But the days of drop-back quarterbacks are you can count them with just a couple of fingers. So maybe that actually does take place. And we see them surprise a little bit with the this guy's saying Opie. No, Opie's the one who got beaten up in jail, right? When Jax was watching. It was Jax, played by Charlie Hunnam. Yeah. Anyway, he plays Ed Gein. Parental discretion advised, man. Ed Gein, he's the guy that they got Psycho from Ed Gein. They got Silence of the Lambs from Ed Gein. And I want to say they got the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. All influenced by what Ed Gein, who's arguably the first United States serial killer who got any pub. I read a book about the first ever. He was actually in New England. He was in Boston, but who really gets credit for it. So it's a pretty good series. Have you seen it yet?
I have not. I need to add Sons of Anarchy to my list, though. I know a lot of people have told me about it. I just haven't gotten to it.
No doubt. It's good. You'll love it. I'd probably put it in my top 7 or 8 series.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Sopranos will always be 1 for me, and then The Wire will always be number 2.
You ever watch Suits?
No.
No. Suits was pretty good.
Oz was really good. Prison.
What about Billions?
Tell you what Oz did for me. Gave me enough initiative that no matter what it takes, stay out of prison. Okay? That's like people list goals. That's still today.
Your number one goal?
My number one goal. Just stay out of prison. And anyway, is that clock right? Oh, my God, I got to take a break. Get me out of here. 3, 2, 1.
Now, the Randy Marion Cadillac Drive of the Game. Randy Marion Cadillac of Jacksonville. Drive to the game in luxury with Randy Marion Cadillac of Jacksonville.
Playing from behind, the young squad needed a shot in the arm, and it would come at the right time. Trevor Lawrence would lead the squad on a 14-play, 82-yard drive, capped off by a Tim Patrick touchdown, making the score 20-12 with 13 minutes left in regulation. The 7-minute drive is your Randy Marion Cadillac Drive of the Game.
This is Jennifer Marion at Randy Marion Cadillac, Southside Boulevard in Jacksonville, and now's the time to drive away in luxury.
That's right, Jennifer. The $7,500 tax credit ends this month. It's your last month to take advantage of this incredible opportunity.
At Randy Marion Cadillac, drive the all-new electric Optique, Lyric, and Vistique. They are all in stock and ready to drive today.
See all of our inventory at Randy Marion Cadillac of Jacksonville.com or visit us on Southside Boulevard, Jacksonville.
And don't forget, tell them Jennifer sent you.
I've been having knee problems for probably 6 months, and my knee was getting worse, and I had heard about Southeast Orthopedics on the radio, and I gave them a call. They got me right in. Dr. Kevin Murphy did it. It was painless, and it's been doing fantastic. This is Patrick Malarkey, and I highly recommend Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
Relieve pain and get back to life. Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
Jacksonville, archery season is here, and nobody does archery like Green Acres Sporting Goods, home of the largest archery pro shop in Northeast Florida. Come test shoot the newest bows from Matthews, Hoyt, Raven, and all the top brands. And starting this month, take advantage of Florida's sales tax holiday on all Second Amendment related items, running now through the end of the year. You can find it all at greenacresporting.com.
Post-game Monday on 1010XL is served up by Dandy Foods, making quality fresh sandwiches since 1956.
When you're faced with damage in your home from water, fire, or mold, you need a team with the expertise to fix it right.
Rest-A-Pros!
A locally owned, nationally backed franchise that's here to help you when you need them. A team that does it right the first time.
Rest-A-Pros!
Remember, you don't have to use the insurance company's preferred contractors. Get it done right by a licensed professional you can trust. Call 904-201-9151 or go to RestaProsNEFlorida.com. That's RestaProsNEFlorida.com.
Rest-A-Pros!
Lucas Tree Service is a certified arborist and a local family-owned business with over 45 years of experience. They specialize in tree removal, trimming, and stump grinding for both residential and commercial properties. Get prepared for storm season and receive top-notch customer service from Lucas Tree Service, 904-241-3533. Online at lucastreeservice.com.
Jax is more than a city, beaches, suburbs, or a destination. We're a community that takes care of each other. I'm former Jaguar Tom McManus. J-Dog Junk Removal and Hauling is dedicated to serving you with respect and integrity. From estate cleanouts to furniture and appliance removal, we handle it all. Call 506-1256 for your free estimate today. We're here for you. We're veteran-owned and operated. J-Dog Junk Removal and Hauling.
Hey folks, this is Denny Thompson, and when it comes to protecting my home, I turn to Tyson, the leaders in state-of-the-art home security right here in Jacksonville. Their AI cameras and smart doorbells are top-notch, keeping an eye on what matters most. Whether you're moving in or upgrading, Tyson offers flexible packages, rent or own, with specials on the first 3 years. Ramp up now for the holidays, the perfect gift for you or someone you love. Call Tyson today at 590-7979 for details.
This is Greg Huntington, a.k.a. The Mangler. I'm on the winning team at Waste Management. If your business needs sustainable environmental services for waste removal and recycling collection, then you can count on the industry leader of WM to deliver results. Go to WM.com/Duval.
1010XL, presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. When it's game time, Farah doesn't flinch. Now, the 2-minute drill is driven by nobody but Nimnicht. Nimnicht Chevrolet on Cassett Avenue and Nimnicht Buick GMC on Phillips Highway.
All right, tough day yesterday for the Jacksonville Jaguars, Hacker Nation, and his show. Hacker After Dark is coming up right now. No question about this one. Just physically whipped in the ditch yesterday were the Jags.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes when the Jaguars lose, you can point to officiating, you can point to a play here or a play there. The Seattle Seahawks were clearly the better football team. When you beat up the Jaguar offensive line the way the Seahawks did, and when the Seahawk offensive line doesn't allow you to touch Sam Darnold unless you blitz, 8 guys, yeah, the Seahawks won the line of scrimmage and they won the football game. But, Liam Cohen in the press conference today, I love the detail he went into. Just basically describing everything that went wrong in detail. We would have never gotten that from Doug Peterson.
No way.
Urban Meyer would have been drifting into outer space during his press conference. If you're a Jaguar fan, do yourself a favor, hopefully after Hacker After Dark tonight, and watch that Liam Cohen press conference because, again, I thought the detail he gave was phenomenal.
Yeah, I would agree with that, and he's been very transparent, and, he put it all on himself yesterday during the press conference after the game. I hope he doesn't go to that card a lot because that's what Doug Marrone did on a week-to-week basis, and it fell on deaf ears. That's what Mike Norvell does every week, and it falls on deaf ears. The time was right yesterday, but hopefully that does not become a common occurrence. All right, before we get you ready for your show, big blow, Devin Lloyd not making the trip. He's not going to be able to play.
Yeah, no, that's a huge blow because the guy arguably could be the defensive player of the year in the NFL. But, Rick, I'm old enough to remember when people around here thought Ventrell Miller was going to be the starter at that position. So if you were going to lose somebody, now granted, Devin Lloyd's had an incredible year, but you would think they would have depth there because Ventrell Miller was the penciled-in starter a month and a half ago, and Miller came in yesterday, had 6 tackles, almost had the sack that Eric Armstead ended up getting. I'm okay with Ventrell Miller being in that position. He's got a lot of playing experience, and again, if the Jaguars were to lose somebody at a position like that, Ventrell Miller is a pretty good replacement.
What do you have coming up tonight?
Yeah, obviously it's going to be a ton on the Jaguars. A little Monday night coaching with Campo. Dave Campo will join me. We will also go to Gainesville. My buddy Andrew Spivey, GatorCountry.com, to talk about Billy Napier. And Andrew didn't hold back a little bit. I asked him flat out, why has Scott Strickland not made a change? And I think Gator fans will be very interested with Andrew Spivey from GatorCountry.com has to say about that.
Outstanding. Look forward to it. Have a fun show.
Thanks, Rick.
It's going to do it for us tonight. Hackers coming up right now. Thinking of Dylan Denmark. Tomorrow night, plans for Mark Duffner tomorrow night. Also, Niall Lawrence Stample. So we'll mix in a little bit of college football on Tuesday. I am already looking forward to it. Hey, thank you. What a ton of response tonight, both on our text line and on YouTube. Didn't have an opportunity to get to most of you, just really busy, but I just want to let you know it is absolutely appreciated. That'll do it. My name is Rick Ballou. Enjoy Hacker. I will talk to you on Tuesday at 6 o'clock.
We send our best agent in the field.
I want you to find Goldeneye. Find who took it.